Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the welcome session and be the first to say thank you for joining us for NASA Suits Test Week 2021. As you're aware, we've had to make some adjustments to our schedule due to the return of crew to Johnson Space Center. The facilities that we plan to use were not available during this week, but we have made arrangements and are currently in the process of confirming those arrangements for a later date. But today, our events continue, as well as events that are coming up through the rest of the week. I'd like to just quickly show you what's planned for the rest of the week so that you know we're going to be here and ready to work with you. Today, we have our welcome session. Later this afternoon, at 1:30 Central Time, we will have guest speakers, and our guest speakers are coming to us from Microsoft this afternoon. And then on Thursday, we will have our poster session on Padlet. That is actually open to anyone to go to the Padlet link and check out your poster to make comments and give feedback. And that's starting today. And during the 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock time, we're asking our student teams to join back in and read the comments, read the feedback, and also respond to those comments or feedback or questions that may have come up. And then we will have our Artemis EVA panel on Thursday afternoon from 4 to 5. We're going to welcome Tom Marshburn, astronaut from here at Johnson Space Center. We'll also have Brian Johnson, the NASA Exploration EVA lead, Brian Alpert, the EVA Office Human Landing Systems EVA Integration lead, and Stephanie Cipolla, who is also in the EVA Office from Strategic Planning and Communications. So with that said, and no further ado, I would like to welcome our first welcome speaker, Mr. Mike Kincaid, the NASA Associate Administrator for OSTEM.
Hey, thanks, Brandon. It's great to be here. I'm first of all, I just want to say thank you to all the student teams who are with us. You guys are really, when I think about perseverance and getting us through this year, this is a great testament to your work. I also want to say a shout out to our suits team, just because, you know, the fact that what we're going through this week, where things had to shift into next month, that's part of what we deal with. That's part of real life. And you know, like the helicopter took off on Mars this morning. We hoped it was last week, but we kind of ran into some issues, and we want to make sure it's safe. We want to make sure it's done right. And we take a couple minutes extra, right, to double check and make sure things are set up well. And that's how it is, I think, with suits. And so I just want to say thank you for the work that you've done. And let me show you two charts. I want to show you kind of how you fit into the broader picture of things. What I want to show you here is Artemis Student Challenges. The work you guys are doing in Suits is actually just one of a suite of 7 different projects we have for college students across the country to be involved with helping us really drive NASA's work. You guys are really, no kidding, coming up with ideas and things that we can do that can make a difference for us in the future. And so I'll talk about this more in a second, but having you talk to your friends and family about how you're engaged with Artemis and how you're engaged with NASA is really an important part of this process. These 7 things that you can see right here are a bunch of different ways college students can get involved. One of my favorite stories is Micro G Next, where we had a group of students from, in fact, also run by Johnson Space Center. A group of students designed this zip tie cutter that we used on board Space Station. They tested it in the pool, the Neutral Buoyancy Lab. The winning design actually ended up getting modified just a tiny bit and flown into space by NASA. And I guess 18 months ago. So these projects really do make a difference. And why don't you go to the next slide for me, Julie? If I can make one ask of you today, it'd be that if you could kind of pay it forward to the people that you know in your colleges and to your friends and family. You know, we can continue to send out messages to lots of people, but being able to have you follow us and have you send it to the people that you know is really a powerful mechanism for us to be able to make a difference. When I step back, when I think about my own personal story, you know, I went off to Texas A&M as a high school senior, going off into my freshman year. I signed up for math and science classes. I did fine my freshman year, but I switched to business because I thought engineers sat behind computer terminals all day long, and I wanted a job that dealt with people. And I tell people I didn't make a bad choice because I ended up working at Johnson Space Center, but in the administrative side of things, in human resources and communications and education, things like that. I tell people I didn't make a bad choice, but I made an ignorant one. I didn't really understand what engineers did, and I made a career choice with limited information. And when I think about this day and age, what is available to high school juniors and seniors and college freshmen and sophomores, projects like this one are really a way that you can kind of go make sure that the degree you're in, is this what I want to do? Is this still where I want to spend my time and energy? And not only are you helping NASA, but we're helping I think we help you, and it's a great relationship. I also want to just take a moment to say thank you to our partners with the EVA Project Office, the extravehicular activity folks. They have been a great proponent of this. 4 years ago was our first year. 4 years ago, I had a chance to actually meet people in person and was not calling from my daughter's bedroom upstairs. We were able to do this in person, and it was so exciting to see student teams from across the country talking about their contributions and their ideas, and watch the interrelationships between students and the engineers that are doing the work. And I think we'll still be able to do some of that this week, even in the system of this virtual system. And I also want to say a special thank you to Microsoft for being part of this as well. The more we can work together to be part of something larger, I think it's a benefit for all of us. So with that, let me just say thank you for your hard work. I'm looking forward to seeing this poster session and the Shark Tank Shark Suits Challenge later this week. Should be later this coming up, and really excited just to see where this all goes. Thanks again for all your hard work, and look forward to seeing you guys at the other end of this. Back to you, Brandon.
Thank you very much, Mike. We really appreciate you joining us. And at this point, I'd like to introduce Mr. Dan Cherry. Dr. Dan Cherry. He is the director of the Johnson Space Center Office of STEM Engagement. Dan?
Hi, everyone. So I'm not sure if you can see me or not, because I'm having some issues with my computer at the moment. So I see a black screen, but if you see me, then that's awesome. So one of the things that I echo from Mike's intro is that take full advantage of this opportunity so that you have the chance to meet, network with one another, and then also take full advantage of your connection with the subject matter experts that you're going to be introduced to. I know that some of you have been working with the SMEs to make sure that you've got really good excited actually see those as planned. Also looking forward to seeing the poster sessions. And also hearing the panels from Microsoft as well. Echo what Mike said earlier. Without this, our partner, or without our partner, some of this wouldn't be possible. And so we want to make sure that we acknowledge them as well. Johnson Space Center is unique in the sense that we have unique facilities to continue to leverage this opportunity as a springboard to other things in STEM, whether they be at NASA or in other ventures that you have within your studies. Back to you, Brandon.
Thank you, Dan. And we realize in this day and age of virtual connections that issues sometimes present themselves, and so we power through, and we know that our students have also had to power through all of the circumstances they've dealt with. So again, thank you, Dr. Dan Cherry, for joining us to welcome these teams. I'd now like to go to Mr. Brian Johnson, who is the NASA Exploration EVA Office lead, EVA lead, and Mr. Brian Johnson.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Let me just pull up my notes here. They just disappeared, of course, just as you talked about. It's amazing how these things happen. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry, back with you. All right, so Chris Hansen is the director of our office, and he went on a well-deserved vacation this week. Otherwise, he would definitely be here. He's been a huge supporter of this event since inception, and has supported prior Shark Tanks and other events associated with this, and I as well. So even though it's not great that he's not here, I'm almost feel blessed that I get to be here and stand in for him. So the EVA office at JSC essentially represents what we try to do is become or we try to be a turnkey service for EVA for all programs here, and supporting any future destination we go as we explore. And so it's a really neat office as far as being able to bring together all the hardware people and integration to support these programs. As such, I've been in that office for 21 years because I just love it so much. I think EVA is kind of a unique niche within NASA. 10 years of that, I've been supporting exploration. And the main reason I bring that up is because even though I've been doing this for a while, I'll say even in the last 4 years, when the teams come forth from suits and show their wares and show what they've been doing, it's been a humbling event for me, just to see what they can do in a short amount of time with the limited resources they have. So I find it neat. Hopefully we energize you. You definitely energize us when we talk these things and we can see all the cool concepts and ideas coming forward. So yeah, it sounds like, the logistics and things are changing this week. That's okay. We'll work with you guys however we can and try to support you and moving forward. I guess the maybe to kind of go a few, as we always say, a few thousand feet up real quick, just so you guys know, the whole Artemis program is moving forward. Lots of things are happening. And so there is a definite need for all the concepts you guys are working on. In the news, they just talked about the lander selection last Friday. It's, for what we call the HLS program, the Human Landing System. The Gateway program, that's, going to be the relative to ISS, a smaller outpost, but an outpost nonetheless beyond low Earth orbit in cislunar space. They've got contracts with all of their modules, so they're all moving forward. In fact, one of them's going through preliminary design today. So just give you an idea, things are moving forward. We've made it through an administration change. We don't expect any big blips there. So life is good, and all of these destinations need EVA. I guess that's what it comes down to. So, everybody's going to tell you they're the most important piece. Well, if I'm from EVA, I'm going to tell you it's all about getting us there to do cool EVA things, of course. So the other thing I wanted to remind folks, it's when we think about exploring future destinations within our area, we're also looking at upgrades. And so even just on ISS, we'd like to take all of our technologies and concepts and use the current platforms we have today to vet them out and even use them. I mean, we're even thinking today of replacing the suits on ISS with our exploration suits that we may take to the lunar surface, just to have a common fleet. So things like that. And I'm trying to think, how does this apply to suits teams? Just remember, don't, as whether it's part of this team or part of a company or going forward, we're always looking for systems that have an opportunity to fly and raise that technology readiness level, if you will, and go prove themselves. And I always try to recommend people to don't be bashful, just to even ask. If it's a system that has the credentials, the credibility to fly, yeah, it should be flown. And we're always looking for things like that. With that, I guess I'll just say with this whole suits week, we're going to ask you guys some questions, but likewise, just expect everybody to ask us a lot of hard questions too. I think it was 2 years ago, I was on a panel, and some of the hardest questions I think I've ever had in a live audience came from this community. So I know you guys can throw hard balls just like you can throw some softballs. So that I wouldn't say it was scarring, but I remember it very well, and I really appreciate you guys asking us even the hard questions, because that's how we all learn together. So appreciate it and welcome, and have a great week. Thanks.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you very much. And I'm sure the students will have a few days to think of some hardball questions for our panel session on Thursday that Brian will be one of our panelists for. So thanks again. And I'd like to extend the opportunity to Michelle Martin, who is our activity lead for STEM collaborations, just to pop on, wave, and say hello.
Hi, everyone. Thanks to the suits team for this opportunity with the students. Thanks to the partners. And thanks for the teams and for your diligence, and just have some fun this week. So thanks.
Thank you, Michelle. And our guest from Microsoft is Mr. Ramel Mitchell. He is the Director of Corporate Citizenship and Market Development at Microsoft. And I want to offer Ramel a few minutes to express his words of welcome to you. Ramel?
Hey, thanks, Brandon, and thank you to the team at Microsoft, at NASA and at Microsoft, and everyone that is that's joining the this call today and that's been engaged in this effort around the suits competition. You know, we're excited by this. In fact, we were chatting not so long ago about how exciting this initiative is, and we just heard that when we think about EVA is one of the most exciting parts of this experience as well. Not only for the suits competition, but the work that NASA is doing as we think about exploration and expanding human knowledge across the planet, across our solar system, across the universe. NASA has been really so key to that, and the work that's being done here is just phenomenal. And so we at Microsoft, we are just so thrilled to be a part of this. We're excited by what's to come. We know that in the past that we've had some amazing interest from students that have really used some creativity to address some of the challenges at hand. And we also just heard, if you have questions, hard, soft questions, if you will, ask them, right? Because you have the opportunity right now to really help to shape and mold and create the future of what human space flight could be, or at least a portion of it, right? And what this motion in terms of exploration can be. The work that you're doing right now, this competition isn't just about a moment. It isn't just about a moment. It's about the momentum that's occurring, and you're part of it. And so we're just excited to have you here. We're excited to be a part of this experience, a small part. And again, the work that you're driving and the ability for each of you to make an impact through the work that you're driving here is so critically important. It's one that I think will not only just impact NASA but will also impact your future career, your academic career, right? You can take these lessons and you can really apply them to the real world. When we think about the future of work, and we just go back, actually, before we think about the future, if we just go back, 10 years, most people weren't thinking about augmented reality, mixed reality, virtual reality, the integration of all of this work that's happening now. You're literally at the cusp of what is transforming exploration, what's transforming education, what's transforming so many experiences that we know that are on the horizon here. And so as we think about Artemis, and we think about Gateway, and we think about all the other future missions beyond this planet, and even those that are on this planet, again, the work and experiences that you'll have through this competition, we believe will help you, will help NASA, will help the country, will help humanity ultimately. And so just so thrilled. Use this as an opportunity to connect. Use this as an opportunity to ask questions. Use this as an opportunity to sculpt something that will transform lives. So thanks again, and Brandon, thank you for all your work, and again to the wonderful NASA team and all the students here that are participating. You could have been anywhere in the world right now, but you're joining this call today right now, and that means so much to, I know, the entire team here. So thanks again.
Thank you, Ramel. Thanks again to all of our speakers. And as Adam pulls up the charts again for me to share, I just want to say how much we really do appreciate you taking time out of your days to welcome our students to the Suits Test Week Part 1. And Adam, if you will proceed to that slide. Perfect. This is the agenda again for the week. As we told you earlier, we have activities at 1:30 today until 3 with 3 speakers who will be back to back to back, and there's opportunities during those sessions for you to ask questions. And you can see there's content from gaming and technology at Electronic Arts to our speaker from the Microsoft Houston Technology Center. And we also have a lead product UI UX designer from Microsoft as well. Don't forget about Thursday. The posters are currently in Padlet and live, so everyone can go and check out other teams' posters. And you may see some comments rolling in throughout the week. And then at the end of Thursday, we have our kind of crowning event for the week at 4 to 5 with our Artemis EVA panel. Next slide, please. I would be remiss if I didn't thank our team. I know that you know all of us because we've been working with you, but I do want to thank the team, Deborah Durham and Adam Peterson, as part of our Suits Education Coordination, as well as Paramita Mitra, who is the Principal Investigator, X-Info Displays and Controls, and the Suits Technical Lead. I don't know that we have a picture of our esteemed intern, Liam Smigo, but I want to definitely say Liam has been a backbone of support for the technical work and supporting Paramita in what has become the technical portion of the Suits Challenge in designing to the requirements that the students have been expected to meet. And so Liam has been very instrumental in that as well. Paramita, do you have any words you'd like to say if you're online?
Hey, Brandon, and hey, everyone on Suits. I just like to say welcome, and this is a really exciting week for us. A lot of work and throughout the entire year really goes up until this point. And so I'm just very thankful to the speakers that are online today and throughout the week for being present and being a part of this with us. And I'm really looking forward to the poster session to give us a sneak peek of what's going to come now towards the end of May, once we do get to ultimately execute your test designs and then the exit pitch to follow. So again, thank you all for being here today, and just really looking forward to this week. And good luck.
Thank you, Paramita. And Adam, if you'll return back the slides momentarily, we're going to, at this point, skip to our slide that has questions as well as ways to connect. And I know Mike, our Associate Administrator for OSTEM, shared with you some ways to connect earlier, and we've also got some on this slide, and we also included the hashtags NASA Suits and NASA Codes. You can go to the website for the Artemis Student Challenges at stem.nasa.gov and learn more about the challenges on the slide that Mike shared with you earlier. Send us questions and send them on pronto, and if we don't know the answer, I'm sure we'll be able to reach out to the folks on the call today to get the answer. At this point, is there anything in the chat? Anyone have anything there? I don't see anything. I'd just like to welcome all of our teams, and we look forward, as everyone has said, to seeing the end results of your hard work and your effort during the challenge this year. We will see all of you at 1:30. We hope you can bring more of your teams if they're available to join us at 1:30 today. These sessions will be recorded, so we'll be able to provide you a link if you have team members who are in class or maybe participating in taking a final or doing things like that. We totally understand. But again, thank you for being with us, and thank you to all of our welcome speakers. And with that, I'll give you back 6 minutes of your time, and we'll see most of you back with us again and your friends in about an hour.